Good morning, all of you. This is my 8th lecture on engineering mechanics subject. In this session, I am going to explain about moment of force and coupled force and its applications. Okay, in this session, I will explain about moment of force and coupled forces with simple examples. First, moment of force. What is moment? The rotational tendency of a force as known as moment. Okay, the rotational tendency of a force as known as moment. Here you can observe this is a object. Okay, this is a object. Here F is the force acting on the object at a distance of d, okay, from the rotation point. Okay, here you can observe by acting this force it can turn like this. Okay, this effect is called moment. Okay, that rotational tendency of a force is known as moment. Okay, so here you can observe the distance between the rotating point and the force, the line of action of force is distance d. Okay, this is the perpendicular distance. So always you have to consider perpendicular distance between the force and the turning point. Okay, so by acting this force it can turn clockwise or anti-clockwise, depends upon the direction of the load. Okay, here the load is acting towards down, that's why it rotates in clockwise direction. Okay, so moment of force is the product of the magnitude of the force and the perpendicular distance between the force and the moment axis center. So moment of force, the formula for moment of force equal to the magnitude of the force and the perpendicular distance between the force and the turning point. Okay, that means moment of force equal to force into distance. Okay, here you can observe this is the example for moment of force. Okay, this is a hand lever. If you want to turn a rod in clockwise or anti-clockwise, you have to apply a force like this. Okay, here this person applying a force towards the person. So here the distance between the applying force and the turning point is d. Okay, here this is the another example. Okay, r, here this is the parallel force, this is the inclined force. Okay, now here capital D or small d is arm of a force or moment arm. It is the perpendicular distance between the line of action of the force and the moment center. Okay, this is the moment center. So the distance between the moment center and the force is small d. This is the moment arm. Okay, moment arm, length of the arm. Now the direction of the moment, the direction of the rotational moment, rotation is represented by the right hand thumb rule. Okay, the direction of the moment is represented by right hand thumb rule. You can observe here these curled fingers represent the direction of the force applied. Okay, and this thumb represent the direction of the moment. Okay, here the moment of force is represented by the symbol. This one, this is the symbol for a moment of force. Here clockwise or anti-clockwise, it depends upon the force. Okay, Now coming to the another example, it is another topic, that is couple force. It is also very important for subject point of view. Okay, here you have to consider two equal and opposite parallel forces. Okay, for understanding the concept of couple force, first you have to know the fundamental about movement of force. Okay, here force F, this one also force F. These two are equal in magnitude but opposite in direction. This one is acting towards downward, this force acting upward. Okay, these two are opposite in nature but equal magnitude. Okay, here this is the turning point, that is center of moment. Okay, when you are applying two equal and opposite parallel forces, then it turns like this. Okay, this type of force is called couple force. Okay, two parallel forces equal in magnitude, opposite in direction, and they separated by distance d form a couple. Okay, here the distance between this force and this force is d, small d. Okay, the distance between two parallel forces is small d. Okay, here these two forces are parallel to each other. Okay, here the examples for a couple. In daily life you can observe opening or closing of door, also a couple, forms a couple. And opening or closing of water tap, when you are applying force by using the fingers on this tap to close or open, okay, then it forms a couple force. Steering of motor car, okay, steering mechanism also, when you are applying forces on steering, it forms a couple. Okay, winding a watch with a key, mechanical watches. Okay, it is the example for mechanical watches. For our problems, you have to consider sign notation. For clockwise, here you can observe when you are applying forces like this, it forms a couple, clockwise couple. Okay, this is a clockwise couple. That means it rotates in clockwise direction. Okay, so here when you are applying forces like this, then it forms a anti-clockwise couple like this. It rotates in anti-clockwise direction. Okay, now this is the symbol for clockwise couple, and this is the symbol for anti-clockwise couple. Okay, here these are the important characteristics of couple. The effect of couple is to produce rotation. Okay, clockwise rotation or anti-clockwise direction. Okay, the translatory effect of a couple on a body is 0. That means the translation, I will explain in problem. The effect of couple is unchanged if it is rotated through any angle. The effect of couple is unchanged if the couple is shifted to any other position in its plane of action. A force can be shifted in its line of action unlimitedly. Similar, a couple can be shifted in its plane of action unlimited. This is the example. This is the shifting of force. Here, this is point A, this is point B. at point a force F is acting like this. Okay, there is no force at point B, but I want to convert, I want to shift this force F from point A to B. Then you have to add or add and subtract same force parallel to the force F. Okay, for shifting this force F from point A to point B. Okay, you have to add two equal and opposite parallel forces at point B. Okay, here I am adding and subtracting two equal and opposite parallel forces. Okay, then it is a plus positive force, this is a negative force. So the result is 0. There is no change. Now here by using these two forces, you have to convert these two forces. These two forces form a couple force. Okay, so this is the couple. Here you can observe this is a anti-clockwise couple. So this is the symbol for anti-clockwise couple, and it forms a single force at point B. So I shifted this force F from point A to B by using couple force. Okay, here the couple, the value of couple force equal to force into distance between the two forces. Okay, that is M equal to F into D is the couple force. Okay, one can reduce a force to a force and a couple. Okay, here you can observe. Here I converted this single force into force and couple. Okay, by using this concept. These are the important sign conversions. For horizontal towards right, you have to consider positive sign. For left side direction, you have to consider negative sign. For upward direction, you have to consider positive sign. For downward direction, you have to consider minus sign. For clockwise direction, you have to consider negative sign. For anti-clockwise direction, you have to consider positive sign. Okay, these are the important sign conversions for solving the problems. Okay, before going to the problems, first you have to know the fundamentals about principle of moments or Vergnan's theorem. It is very important for exam point of view. Okay, Vergnan's theorem or principle of moments. Moments of resultant force F about point about moment center A is equal to the sum of the moments of its components about the same center, about the same moment center. Here this is here you can observe the moment of resultant force. The moment of resultant force is equal to the sum of the moments of all forces about the same point. Okay, so here I consider a rigid bar, a horizontal rigid bar. Here force F1 is acting at a distance D1 from the point A. Here I consider this point A as a moment center. Okay. Now the force F2 is acting at a distance D2 from the point A. In similar way, force F3 is acting at a distance D3 from point A. Okay. Now R is the resultant for these three forces. Okay. By using formulas, you can calculate the magnitude of the resultant R. Okay. So this resultant force is acting at a distance x from the same point. Okay. From the principle of moments, the moment of resultant is equal to the sum of all moments about the same point. So already we know the formula for moment of force. Moment of force equal to force into perpendicular distance. Okay, moment of force equal to force into perpendicular distance between the force and center, moment of center. Okay, so here the moment of force about point A equal to force into distance between the force and point A. Okay, so this is the formula for moment of force. Here the moment of force for force F1, the moment of force for force F1 equal to force into distance. Here the force is F1 and the distance between the line of action of force F1 and the point A is D1. D1 is the perpendicular distance. So F1 into D1. Okay, this is the moment of force of a force F1. In similar way, moment of force F2. Here F2 into distance D2, same point, about same point. Okay, about point A. In similar way, moment of force for the force F3 equal to force into distance, F3 into D3 distance. Okay. Now, in similar way, the moment of resultant, the moment of force, resultant force R equal to resultant R into distance about point A. Okay, X is the perpendicular distance between the resultant and the point A. Okay, so these all are the individual moment of forces. Okay, from the principle of moments, the moment of resultant force equal to sum of in all individual forces. Okay, moment of resultant about the point A equal to sum of the moment of forces about point A. Okay, so the moment of this resultant force is equal to the moment of all these individual forces about the same point. Okay, so from these values, this is the resultant moment of resultant. So R into X is the resultant moment of resultant equal to F1 D1, F2 D2, F3 D3. These three are the individual moments. Here positive, negative signs depends upon the rotation, clockwise, anti-clockwise directions. Okay. For clockwise direction, you have to consider negative sign. For anti-clockwise direction, you have to consider positive sign. Okay. So these signs depends upon the direction of rotation. Okay. So this is the formula for Vergnans. Okay, by using this formula, you can identify the position of the resultant X. Okay, by using this formula, you can identify the position of resultant from the center of moment. Okay, you can calculate the value of X by using this formula. Now I will explain two problems for determining the position of resultant. Yeah, this is the example problem 1. First problem. This is the question. A system of parallel forces are acting on a rigid bar as shown in figure. Determine the magnitude, direction, and position of the resultant about the point A. Okay. In this question, you have to find out the value of magnitude, direction, and position of the resultant. Here the diagram is given. So this is the given diagram. Here point A, point B, point C, point D. These are the 4 points. Okay. Here F1, force F1 equal 10 newtons acting at a distance 1 meter from the point A. And this is the force F2. F2 equal 60 newtons is acting at a distance 3 meters from the point A. And this is the force F3. F3 equal to 100 newtons is acting at a distance D3 equal to 6 meters. D3 equal to 6 meters. Okay. So this is the given force system. Okay. For this force system, first you have to calculate the resultant, magnitude of resultant and direction of resultant. So for determining the magnitude of resultant, you have to consider these sign conversions. For right side direction, positive sign. For left side direction, negative sign. For upward direction, positive sign. For downward direction, negative sign. Okay, these are the important sign conversions. Here, from the given diagram, you can observe there are no horizontal forces. Okay, so sum of horizontal forces equal to 0. Fx is the sum of all horizontal forces. Here you can observe there are no horizontal forces. These all are vertical forces. Okay. So here there is no horizontal force. That's why I consider Fx sum of all horizontal forces equal 0. Now sum of all vertical forces equal to Fy. Fy is the sum of all vertical forces. Here there are three vertical forces. Okay. So here 10 newtons, 60 newtons, 100 newtons. These three are the vertical forces. So you have to add these three forces. Now already we know the sign conversion. For upward direction you have to consider positive sign. For downward direction you have to consider negative sign. That's why I consider like this. Fy equal to minus 10 for downward direction, minus 60 for downward direction, plus 100 for upward direction. Okay, the total value is Fy equal to plus 30 newtons. This is the magnitude of the vertical force. Okay, already we know the formula for magnitude of the resultant. This is the formula. Resultant R equals square root of horizontal forces square plus vertical forces square. So you have to substitute the values of Fx and Fy in this equation. You can get the value of magnitude of resultant. Here Fx is 0, Fy equal to plus 30. So answer is 30 newtons. So resultant, magnitude of resultant R equal to 30 newtons. So yeah, you have to determine the magnitude, direction, and position of the resultant. So by using this formula, I got magnitude of the resultant. Okay, R equal to 30 newton. Now you have to find out the direction of the resultant. So already we know the formula for direction of the resultant. So this is the formula for direction of the resultant with respect to the x-axis. Here theta x equal to tan inverse of F summation of all vertical forces divided by sum of all horizontal forces. Here there is no horizontal force. That's why Fx equal 0 and Fy equal to plus 30. Anything by 0 is infinitive. So tan 90 degrees equal to infinity. So the value of theta x equal to 90 degrees. That means the resultant acts towards upward. Okay. So this is the position of, this is the direction of the resultant. Okay. Here we got the resultant 30 newtons and 90 degrees angle. So you have to consider vertical force. Okay. 90 degrees. You got 90 degrees direction. So this is the direction of the resultant. 90 degrees. And here the sum of all vertical forces, summation Fy equal to plus 30. So that's why I consider vertical force in upward direction. Okay, plus 30. We got Fy equal to plus 30. So you have to consider upward direction. Okay, these three are the given forces. Okay, here I consider this is the x. X is the position of the resultant. Okay, the resultant force R acting at a distance x from the same point A. Okay, by using Vergn's theorem or principle of moments, you have to determine the position x. Okay, position of the resultant. Already we know that for clockwise direction you have to consider negative sign. For anti-clockwise direction you have to consider positive sign. Okay, these are the important sign conversions for determining the position of the resultant. Okay, already we know the formula about moment of force. Moment of force equal to force into perpendicular distance. So already we know the value here. F1, the moment of force F1 equal to force into perpendicular distance about point A. Okay, so here the distance between force F1 and the point A is 1 meter. So 1 into 10 is the moment of force. Here this force is acting towards down, that is clockwise direction. For clockwise direction you have to consider negative sign. So here I consider negative sign for clockwise direction because it is acting towards down. For downward direction, you have to consider negative side. Okay. Now the moment of force F2 equal to force F2 into distance between point C and A. Okay, that is D2, 3 meters. 3 meters into 60 is the moment of force. Here, this force also acting towards down. That's why it forms a clockwise couple, clockwise rotation. So you have to consider negative side. Okay. Now the F3 equal to 100 newtons is the third force. The moment of force F3 equal to force into distance. F3 equal to 100. Here this force is acting towards up. So it forms a anti-clockwise rotation. So you have to consider positive sign for anti-clockwise direction. 100 into 60 equal to plus 600 Newton meter. Okay, these three are the individual moments. Now this is the resultant. Okay, the resultant moment of force equal to resultant into distance between the resultant force and point A. So x is the distance between the point A and the resultant. Okay, here the resultant value is 30. Here this force is acting towards up. That means it forms a anti-clockwise couple. So plus 30 into distance x. Okay, you have to find out the value of x. Okay, from principle of moments or Vergn's theorem, the moment of resultant equal to sum of all moments of forces about same point. So here this is the moment of resultant, that is a plus 30x. Okay, plus 30 into x. Plus 30 into x. Okay, equal to minus 10 minus 80 plus 600. These three are the individual moment of forces. Okay, the sum of individual moment of forces equal to the moment of resultant. So the value is x equal to the position. This is the position of the resultant. Okay, resultant force R equal to 30 newtons acting at a distance 13.66 meters from the point A. Okay, here the x equal to 13.66. Okay, this is the position of the resultant. Now coming to the another example, question is same, but the diagram is different. Here the force F1 is acting at a point A. Okay, and F2 force F2 equals 60 newtons acting at a distance 1 meter from the point A. And this is the force F3 equal to 50 newtons is acting at a point C at a distance 2.5. And this is the force F4 equal to 80 newtons. Okay, it is acting at a distance 4 meters from the point A. Okay, here there are 4 forces acting on a rigid bar. Okay, this is a rigid bar. So here I consider point A as a turning point or center of movement. Okay, so you have to consider all movements with respect to point A. Okay, so already we know the sign conversions. By using these sign conversions, we have to find out the value of resultant. Okay, for upward directions, you have to consider positive sign. For downward direction, you have to consider negative sign. Here in this question, also you can observe there are no horizontal forces. So that's why sum of all horizontal forces equal to 0. Okay, there is no horizontal force. Now these 4 are vertical forces. So sum of all vertical forces equal to minus 100 minus 50 plus 60. Sorry, minus 100 plus 60 plus 50 minus 80. Okay, minus 100 plus 60 plus 50 minus 80. For upward direction, you have to consider positive side. For downward direction, you have to consider negative side. Okay. So this is the Fy equal to minus 70 newtons. Okay. Already we know the formula for magnitude of a resultant, R equals square root of horizontal forces square plus vertical forces square equal to 70 newtons. This is the magnitude of a resultant. In similar way, direction of the resultant equal to theta x equal tan inverse of Fy by Fx equal to tan inverse of Fy equal to minus 70 and Fx equal to 0. That is infinity. Okay. Tan 90 degrees equal to infinity. So theta x equal to 90 degrees. Okay. And this is the position of the resultant. Here I consider resultant force as vertical because the direction is 90 degrees. Okay. Theta x equal 90 degrees. Okay. Here this is the magnitude of the resultant. The summation Fy equal to minus 70. Okay. The sum of all vertical forces equal to minus 70. So for negative sign, you have to consider downward direction. That's why I consider this resultant force into downward direction. Okay. Here this resultant force acting at a distance x from the point A. Okay. Now, by using Wegener's theorem or principle of moments, you have to find out the value of x. Okay, the x is the position of the resultant. For clockwise direction, you have to consider negative sign. For anti-clockwise direction, you have to consider positive sign. Similar. Moment of force equal force into perpendicular distance. Okay, here the force F1 acting at a point O. Sorry, acting at a point A. Okay, there is no distance. So the moment of force about point A, you have to find out the value of moment of force about point A. So this force acting on the same point. So that's why no distance. So 0. Now moment of force for F2. Okay, this F2 force. Wait. The force, this force F2 acting at a distance 1 meter from point A. So the perpendicular distance between the point A and the force F2 equal 1 meter. So 1 meter, and this force is acting upward. That's why it forms anti-clockwise couple. So plus 60 into 1. Okay, 60 Newton meter. Yeah, the units for moment of force equal to Newton meter. Force into distance. Okay. In similar way, the moment of force F3 equal to distance 2.5 meters into force 50. Here this force is acting towards up, so positive sign plus 50 into distance 2.5. Here the distance between point A and C is 2.5. Okay, this is the perpendicular distance. In similar way, the force F4, moment of force F4 equal to force into distance. Here this force is acting downward, so it forms a clockwise direction couple. So minus 80, and the perpendicular distance between the point A and D is 4 meters. That is minus 320 Newton meter. Okay. Now these 4 are the individual moments. This is the resultant moment. So moment of resultant equal to resultant force into distance x. Here this force is acting downward. So for downward direction, you have to consider negative sign. Okay. So minus 70 into x. Minus 70 into x. Here you can observe these 4 are the individual moments. This one is the resultant moment. From the principle of moments, moment of this resultant equal to sum of all these individual moments. So R into x equal to F1 D1. Okay, this is the formula. Now here, this is the minus 70 into x is the resultant moment equal to 0 plus 60 plus 125 minus 320. These 4 are the individual moments. From this equation, we can calculate the value of x. X equal to minus 135 divided by minus 70. So x equal to 1.92 meters. Okay. So from the answer x equal to 1.92 meters, you can observe the position of resultant lies between the point B and C. Okay, not here, because the distance x is 1.92. So the resultant force acting between point B and C. This is the position of the resultant. Okay, and the distance is x. This is the x distance. Okay, the resultant force lies between B and C because the distance x is 1.92. Okay, so this is the answer for the second problem. In next class, I will explain more problems on the same concept. Okay, thank you.